What's up, y'all? Uh, we back here for another episode of Talking Music. Where I'll be talking about music albums and things of that nature. This time we're talking about SZA's album, Control. SZA, for those who don't know, SZA is she's down with TDE, Tough Dog Entertainment. Um, Kendrick Lamar's record label, with Kendrick, Isaiah Rashad, J Rock, we getting off, Schoolboy, you know. So there's relevance there. Period. I mean, honestly, coming from a team of artists like that, of course you would expect that the female artist in the crew. What's she coming with? Yo, I'm trying to tell you, y'all should have been rocking with SZA before. It's SZA, SZA. Pronounced just like the RZA, the Jizza. Interesting. Wu Tang and all. But she didn't had cuts. She didn't had cuts. This is her. Well, the Z album. I think it was an album. Don't quote me. May have been EP mixtape deal, but he had some cuts. But I mean, I ain't even gonna front. I personally didn't care for. For Z all that much myself. But some of her other singles and things that she was dropping. I mean, Teen Spirit, so heavy. She had a cut. I mean, ironically, I've been hearing things of people saying that SZA's like this new generation's Erica Badu. And so I was like, word. I mean, and I agree with him honestly, for real. For what she's bringing to the table. And she also, speaking of Erica Badu and soul per se, SZA also has a track with Jill Scott already. You ain't even know SZA got a song with Jill Scott already, and it's a good song. It's like 6 minutes, 6 7 minutes long. Like they took some time on that joint. They put in some, man, yo, Divinity. It's called Divinity. Look it up. It's on SoundCloud. Jill Scott, SZA, and Jill Scott, Divinity. Wonderful song. But this album is called Control. Control, and it's spelled CTRL, like on the keyboard. Interesting. Her background of the album art is her sitting in a garden. Not exactly specifically a garden, but her sitting in a field near woods, and a bunch of computers behind her, broken. Like a computer graveyard. And she's sitting in front of it. Her hair all down, out big and out. uh, and the name of the album is Control. Kind of like all these broken computers. And what if you imagine she pressed control on each of those, how she's learning from each of these broken computers, these broken machines that don't work no more. Uh, what you learn from that, how we learn from that. But this is her album. It's a great album. I'm gonna try not to talk too much about all of the songs or whatnot, but I mean, like, yo, the opening with Supermodel was real cool. It's a mellow guitar driven track. Um, it shows her raw use of rhythms and lyrics, lyrical stylings. Like like imagine by comparison to artists like Rihanna or even like Tinashe even. She's switching up the flows and the rhythms on it. They make good songs, and it could be a good song. I mean, like, it would compare like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, I stay out too late, go on too many dates, like how it's all like each bar going back to the same highs and lows. Like, nah, she's switching it up completely different. Like, honestly, people say that Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly album has some spoken word elements in there. Sometimes I feel like this joint, her album, how she swings her verses when she's singing them. It feels like spoken word because it's like she's switching it up all the time, and you have to listen. Like, you just not just sing song. No, it's not just sing song, sing along. Like, she giving some real depth. You have to listen because she's giving you real depth. She makes you want to listen to what she's actually saying. Um, I mean, because she has great wordplay throughout the thing. I mean, she hanging with Kendrick. How she better? But she got. I mean, there really are, the lyrics are they're witty. They're thought out. They are very thought out. A lot of uses of double entendres and things like that. She opens out with this presentation showing that this isn't the typical mainstream female artist sound. It's not that. She's giving you something completely something different. The whole vibe to the album feels like she's saying like, I'm mad at you for hurting me, but I'm still cute, still sexy, and still insecure. Love Galore, probably one of the most mainstream radio song with the most mainstream radio stylings on the whole album. So with the structure, I mean, especially like kind of just with the 8 bars. I mean, 16 bars, 16 bars. The singing in there and everything like that. She expands the other stuff more. Well, not that, but like just the structure of it. It feels like it was meant to be more of a radio hit. Um, and is making heavy use of the kind of the modern rap styling of the like people like a lot of some of the cats like Yachty and all those the mumble rappers. They be mumbling yeah, yeah, shit like that. She makes use of that cadence, but singing with it. And she's not just saying yeah, they got a sample in the back saying yeah, like and Travis Porter, he compliments that too. Like it's a good track. Like they make use of that idea, that musical idea of the space word mumble, music pause, yeah, that on that count. They make use of that in a very creative way. It's a very refreshing way. Like, don't sound like everybody else. It shows it's probably she uses that style the best out of anybody has used it. That's the best it has been used at this point. Um, she shows how mainstream she's coming from. It's good to support it because that this track is at the beginning of the album, because after that she goes off and it's like, yo, this is where we coming from. This is for y'all. We know this what y'all want. But the rest of this, we getting lit. She's like, because now we about to get funky. It's about to get a little weird. But it doesn't get all too weird per se. It definitely gets artistic. It's not weird as as goofy or quirky or sometimes as like a Erica Badu would be. It's still pretty very serious. She be joking, she be goofy, she be having fun. It's not as much goofiness here, I would say, by comparison. The Doves in the Sky, it uses this interesting, like this. I ain't gonna tell you what, but it uses a interesting repetition of the word pussy throughout the song. Um, the whole album seems like it's paying is woman. It is woman, and the rap verses pay homage to woman also. Woman, like femininity in general. Um, the song kind of feels about like it's about how people are, the chase or the joy of pussy. Everybody trying to get to it, trying to get back to it, come from it, trying to get back to it, or you trying to get back to it because you're trying to fall to be in love with it. You're trying to get back to it so that you can be more yourself. Men want a woman so we can have somebody to love. Women trying to get back to that femininity because they want to get more in tune with themselves, and so is her giving her room to breathe and be that, be sexiness. Sexiness is like kind of like yo, we talking about pussy thought this whole album, like but if you wanted to be that, if you needed to be that, we can be that. Is that that's there too, especially with as much as pussy in the sky like doves in the sky like pussy like doves in the sky, or some line like that. Don't quote me, I'm not quoting it right. This track feels a lot like 90s R&B. I like how she ends it saying, you are now watching my TV. It creates a cinematic feel of like being in somebody's a cinematic feel because like we're here like you're watching TV. I'm putting on a show for you, but it's also like a home feel. It's cinematic, like reminiscent to like Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City, you know. But it's like a home feel, kind of like it's like make you. It's like you're watching her TV, her production that she's putting on, but also you are now watching my TV as if we're sitting next to her and like we watching TV together, which is cool. She know what she be doing. The next track was Drew Barrymore, which is got some really dope lyrics in it. I think this was one of the earliest singles. Love Galore was a single dropped about a month ago. Drew Barrymore, I believe that one came out before that, a while before that. She's singing lines, a repeating line of the chorus asks, "Is it warm enough for you inside, baby? Is it warm enough outside?" Inside of me, or no, it's kind of like an embrace of femininity. Um, what is interesting title being Drew Barrymore. I was trying to think why would she name it Drew Barrymore. The only thing I could think of is like it's like Drew Barrymore, that hot babysitter girl from the '90s. It make you think about '90s teenage white creamy dreamy pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's talking about pussy. But is it warm enough? She's asking, is it warm enough? Is it good enough? Do you need some more? Do anything I could do for you as we going inside and outside? Like the inside and outside. That was a very witty wordplay. How she played it. One thing about this song that I didn't even realize until one of my most recent listens is that it used violins to close out the track. The violins, they are very great accent, but sometimes, especially when you dealing with hip hop albums and things like that, you don't even hear it. You don't even paying attention. You don't even pay attention to things like that. Um, Next up, Prom. Prom is a great track. Prom is a really great track. It's makes you think about. It feels like it's the title and the out and the song in itself is such a witty and cool play on words because it says it's prom. The track kind of feels like feel good party nighttime though. Like it feels like prom night, party night. It's kind of got like a kind of basic kind of pop feel, but how she flips it, it turns it into something else. But she says the thing about prom, it feels like prom, but she uses a lot of ideas of asking promises, asking a person to promise things like that. And the chorus suggests that the person um, please promise not to take it personal, and for whatever, promise don't take it personal. But as the song goes on, it has some raw allusions to sex, delicate expressions of feminine sexuality. It also seems to be talking about if she needs it seems like a underlying thought here is like for us men, if she needs some sex, don't take it personal. Life being, like turning it into some lifelong romance, and they got to be with you, and all of that. Let the woman be her woman and get hers too. But and prom, but how wonderful is the moment of prom and everything that comes along with that. Both parties got to tell each other not to take it personal. If the princess fantasy story doesn't happen as we would like it to be at prom. My prom wasn't all that extravagant. It was an escapade though. Hey, next up we had The Weeknd. Weeknd was a good track. I was surprised at how real and raw she was talking about it, about relationships. I feel like this Weeknd is a real and raw depiction of modern relationships nowadays. The chorus says something like "My man is your man is our man is," you know. Poetically, you could think of it as to mean like this. The man is the Weeknd, not the artist. But the man is the weekend that everybody's trying to, especially she talking about, if with her girls, they all trying to make love to the weekend. My man is your man is everybody trying to get some of the weekend. But aside from that, if it's a real person, then it's like sometimes people be like that. Shoot, people, and today's this generation's past. This current generation and everything that's coming from. Think about it. She coming from the '80s. She's I later gets to talking about 20 somethings. But yeah, we're moving forward. Garden. I feel like Garden is a deep expression of femininity. She's showing her sensitivity. Um, she shows that she is. The title feels that she's saying that she's a sensitive garden that needs water and affection. You gotta listen to the track. I ain't gonna like. I was not trying to do too much in depth because I can't critique it all because she has some stuff there that I don't even want to speak on it. In the album. You gotta listen to it. Yeah, Go Gina was a good one too. Feels like some more sister jams. But Garden was like, man, what it would mean when you say it like that. That was that line. That line is just powerful. I know you don't love me. I know you don't love me, but I believe you when you say it like that. Man, yeah, it's great. She's singing in Broken Clocks. Broken Clocks is a great track. It seems like about stopping time. The idea of wanting to stop time so you can save the memories as they are, let them linger, like go back to it, the feelings as they were. It's kind of like it's a bit of reminiscing, kind of like the idea of draking, reminiscing on past loves, but it don't feel like draking for one. It's a whole different thing. It's more aggression, and it's like it's still going on. And I'm trying to let you go, and you about to make me be late for work. Like, but it's still love though, because the time stopped back then, and that's why we still here talking about this love that we can't get over. You know, um, anything, anything I feel like it's definitely a TDE track. Anything definitely it feels like a TDE track. For one, the how she says the tone on "Down for the Ride" when she repeats that, it sounds like Kendrick. Like I could hear Kendrick writing that, not even writing that, but vibing to that. Like "Down for the Ride," like it's like some shit like Kendrick would put on a track. That just that line, and then the production, how it rings in the ear. It really feels like it, but it's dope because it feels like a posse cut. And especially like the tone of the lyrics, "Down for the ride, we can do anything." She's singing it in expressions in different ways that are very vastly different, but than how you were used to hearing those ideas. But it lyrically that idea lines up with songs like, to me personally, I'm thinking like Migos, "Whatever you with, we with. Whatever you with, we with." Like it's a posse cut is like that. And I mean, it's a great song. You just heard you saying, we down. I'm down for this though. This is how SZA says she down for the cause. She down for the get down for the who ride and the gang bang. Twist your fingers up. That's how she said. But not like that. But how she also does say it is, do you know that I'm alive? It's the chorus, and it has how the chant is, how it goes into a chant at the end. Just keep referring on that, then building with the drums. Like it's like everybody. It's like your heartbeat. It's like how many times you wanted to yell that at people, yell that to the world. Do you know that I'm alive? Do you know that I'm alive? But it's a simple chant. It's a simple chant. Do you? She could have sing it all around. Simple though, like it's simple. That's as simple as how this feeling is. That's as simple as I'm trying to give it to you. Like you know what I'm saying? Um, but it feels good. It feels good because, like, when you just keep thinking about it, do you know I'm alive? Do you know I'm alive? Do you know I'm alive? Do you know? It feels like a trance. It takes you into like a trance state of thinking. You know, like how many people you feel that way? Everybody feels that way, and the idea, I mean, you know, especially good music is meant to bring you into feeling that you're not alone at feeling that way. Um, Wavy and Normal Girl was dope. Pretty Little Birds was dope. But get the 20 somethings. 20 somethings is why people say she's like Erica Badu. It's a great sentimental moment for all of us 20 somethings. You know, think about it. Kendrick, he really started popping off majorly, I feel, with Section 80. Heavy track on there was ADHD. Everybody at that time, we're talking about us of this age, these millennials, and how we were affected. Most of us were born in the 80s babies and all. So now us 80s babies, what she talking to is the 20 somethings. We you walk into it, you know, you run into it really, but you never know what it is when you get there. Then you there, and then you just caught up in the middle of it. Um, it's like it feels like you know, it's about youth and coming of age. Not just teenagers. That's one thing, but when you 20 something, it's another thing. And us 20 somethings now is we chasing up on 30s and all, and that's going to be a whole other thing and how you deal with that. Um, but you know, it's about being lost in those growth years. Like truthfully, the 20 somethings, those the growth, you're supposed to feel like it could feel like it's supposed to feel like you were 18 again too, you know, like going all through it all over to that. It's that's just how life moves and all. That's how we gotta be. I feel that's what it is. It's meant to build a certain resiliency. You know, we all hear these 20 somethings. We all going through it with you. We all going through the pain and the confusion and everything with you. And you know, don't feel alone. Because we all these 20 somethings that's just lost 20 somethings, 20 something, 20 somethings, you know, like all of us. Um, it feels specifically fitting for those 80 babies. But it's a timeless song about growth and all, you know, like you could listen, I'm gonna be listening to 20 somethings when I'm 60 something. Like and still feeling like yo, and it's still gonna push me the same. You feel me? Like that's how it is. Um you know, just trying to continue living for real. Like it, that resiliency that we gonna have at 20 something, we just like we still getting started in our life. We gotta have that at the 30 somethings too. And you know, but it's just timeless how she put it. Like I'm hoping my life, hoping my 20 somethings don't end, hoping it don't take the rest of my friends. And you know, that's a timeless message. You want to feel that way when you 70 and 82. You gonna feel that way. Hoping that my 20 somethings, myself hoping my 70 somethings don't end. Still trying to hold on to the friends, you know. It's real dope how she closes it um, with the clapping. And it was some accented in the background, some clapping, and as she was singing, "God bless them," 20 said, God bless them," talking about the 20 something. God bless them 20 somethings at the end. It feels like what it feels like is like it's patty cake, as childish as patty cake, but also as godly as gospel, and how us 20 somethings is caught in between that, between patty cake and the church house, and that's where SZA's at. And that's where you can find her at. That's where you can find your friend. Singing about the pain that you're going through and going through it right there with you. And how beautiful is that? SZA, Control, great album. Cop it, buy it, listen to it. It's everywhere. You need it in your life. Peace, y'all.